What is up, YouTube? So today we're going over another guide. Obviously, duh, stupid. Quick reminder: at 85,000 subscribers, we're giving away 8,000 gems to a YouTube subscriber. So make sure you hit the sub button below, above, wherever the hell it is on this site. It should have been above my head a second ago. It might still be there. I don't know. Anyway, jumping into this, we're gonna do Awilix today. I've been literally requested this for like months and months and months, even though the build just kind of got solidified in my eyes. Pretty standard stuff though, nothing too crazy. You're really just doing a standard ability build. So you're going Warrior Tabby. I then go into Hydra's Lament. Obvious reasons. You get early cooldown, early power. You don't really need Pen yet. You also get the burst from your auto attacks after your abilities. You pretty much have two key abilities that are always combo together. So you're at least getting a Hydra's Lament proc off of your 2 and then off of your 3. Also can get it off your alt and your 1. But yeah, so you know. Hydra's Lament, and then the build can go either way here. If you just spike, if you get a huge lead, I actually like to go into Jotun's Wrath here. But that's if you're ahead. That's with a lead. That's your 2-3 kills in already, and you're just shitting on everybody. If you don't have a huge lead, I like to go Heartseeker. Heartseeker now has power, pen, and movement speed. All three stats are huge, and the early pen is kind of the reason I go this if I'm even or behind, because the pen is going to be way more relevant than having more CDR. So you've got power, CDR, power, pen, movement, plus you've got the extra burst from the passive one Heartseeker, which is disgustingly good on almost every assassin. Then I like to go into that Jotun's Wrath if I am not too far ahead. Like I said, if I'm ahead, I'm swapping these two. I'm going Jotun's and Heartseeker, so I can just snowball off of having my abilities up more. If I'm on par or behind, Heartseeker for pen, and then into Jotun's Wrath so you can spam all your shit. I then like to go into your standard Crusher. I guess it's not really standard. A lot of people don't really use this item or sometimes just swap it out for other things. But Crusher is amazing on Awilix. There's no reason not to get it. You can just do a fuck ton with this god. You really can. You get a knock-up into a combo, the Crusher proc, the CDR, the Heartseeker proc. It is disgusting. I then end the build with more pen into a Titan's Bane. As always in these ability builds or these ability assassin builds, whatever, you can drop Crusher and it's not the end of the world. Like, you can drop Crusher for whatever you want. Whether you wanted more power for some reason, you wanted a stone cutting sword's really, really, really good and really, really, really fun to use. You could use that. You would then pretty much cap flat pen because you have 10, 10, and then you get 30 from well, you're not actually getting flat pen. Basically getting flat pen. Pretty close. But anyway, yeah, you get a fuck ton of pen with this build. You get even more movement. You're running 2 movement speed items, shit ton of power. You just lose out on the extra CDR, the extra attack speed, that shit. So this is definitely viable, and there's really not too big of a difference. And as I said, you could drop this for a defensive item. You want to go into capping your CDR, you get a Spirit Robe. You go Mantle if you want to, whatever. This is really your optional spot in the build to do whatever the fuck you want. This build is disgusting. You're nearly unstoppable with this build. Awilix is very strong in this meta, especially with Serket being picked a lot. People are starting to play Kali a lot, and it just does a lot. So starting with your items for clearing, since you clear in the wave, you really can go your 3 or your 2, depending on who you're laning with. If I'm with like a Ra or something, I'm just going to grab my 3, and I'm going to clear the wave real fast, as fast as possible, and then leave, and then go clear the jungle. If I am clearing the jungle or just trying to clear melees or I'm worried about a fight, I am then starting with my 2. You obviously go your 3, your 1 for movement, 2, ultimate, max your 2 when you can. I actually max my 2 over my ult, I then max my 3 over my ult, I then max my ult, and then I max my lead. So this is the way I level up the abilities. Not too crazy, not too weird, nothing strange, all standard. Now for matchups. Whoops. For matchups, you're really looking at gods with leaps. It's pretty damn straightforward. So, if you're playing casuals and you're against another Awilix, could be kind of interesting. That'd be a good pick. Does well against Baka, does well against Bastet, does well against Fenrir, can do well against Camazotz. It's kind of harder to hit the leap. So I wouldn't recommend Camazotz. Can be a little bit of a struggle. Hunbat, you do well against. Kali, you do really well against because you can pretty much, you can 2 the stun, avoid a lot of damage. You can ult the leap. You can chase very easily. You can run away very easily. You do well against Kali until it gets the very, very late game. Very late game, you're really looking for the knock-up insta-kill if you want to kill a Kali. You do well against Serket, and that's about it for what you do well against. You can do okay against a lot of the other gods it can be a struggle too if you fall behind. Early game gods that match your early game, Thanatos, Thor, Ninja, can all be rough. Gods like Susanoo who can actually lock you down and chase fairly easily can be kind of scary. But it's not the end of the world. I'd say Thor is probably one to watch out because you can't knock out on the spin. And all the other ones you should really do okay against. Just watch out going for 1v1s. Try to do more team fight, gank type stuff rather than 1v1 on Awilix against those other gods. Warrior-wise, you can do very well against every single warrior. You just have to bait your knockup. That's very important to not waste your knockup on a lot of these gods. I'd say Chalk can be super fucking annoying. Erlang can be super annoying. Guan Yu can't knock up while he's spinning, so it can be annoying. But I mean, gods like Nike, you can pull off the leap. Odin pull off the leap. Vamana, you can actually sidestep his knockup and counter knock him up. It does very well. I'd say just look for the knockup initiations on a lot of the warriors, and you should be fine. Guardian wise, not too struggle. Not really. You don't struggle against anybody. A lot of people playing Xing 10 right now. You hard counter Xing 10, especially early. You fucking ult his leap, and he's just shit out of luck. He's out of position. He doesn't have hard CC to just stand there and not die. Bacchus, you can counter his initiation by ulting his leap. It's super, super strong. Fafnir, the same. You can wait for him to ult when he goes to leap out. You can ult him. All the other ones, just about positioning and making sure you use your knockup correctly. You should be really good against all the Guardians. Mage-wise, you do just fine against every single mage. All of them. Seriously, all of them. Once again, down to positioning. Watch your positioning, because if you're caught out, you're gonna fucking die. It's just how it is on Awilix. Make sure your leap's not down when you don't want to be all in on a fight. You do hard counter Scylla because the dash under the ground you can ult. Same with Hades. Who else we got? I don't think we have any other mages we really hard counter, but anything with low mobility you do very, very well against. With your combo, you can pretty much 100 to 0 every mage that doesn't have defense. Now for hunters, you counter Anhur, Uller, Ho Yi, anything that leaps Neath, you are extreme hard counter to, because Neath is always leaping or backflipping in front of you. It's very slow, it's very easy to hit, it's hard to fucking miss. So those are gods you hard counter, and just all the other ones with low mobility you'll do just fine against. Anything that can really kite you could be rough if you waste your one. If you don't waste your one, you won't get kited and you'll be fine. Now for matchups for you and your team, I think that's pretty standard. If you get a Hebo, anything with a knockup on your team, that's good. Erlang is one of those things people don't pay attention to. Erlang's knockup, super easy to hit and it's super easy to combo off of. So Erlang is something you should play. If you can get a Awilix with an Erlang, it does well. Hercules, you could do well off the pull if your Hercules isn't an idiot and you guys communicate that you want to ult off his pull. So that way you can ult his pull, and then you can flip, and then he can stun. It can be a full combo. Vamana also has the knockup. All the other guys, even Chalk has the knockup, but that's not as big of a deal. Nike has the knockup too. Not as big of a deal. Guardians, Bacchus, good to combo with. Sobek, amazing to combo with. Sylvanas, all amazing to combo with. Geb, amazing to combo with. Xing 10, you can also combo with. There's a lot of potential for you in terms of Guardian matchups on your team, like your Guardian that's on your team. Mages, you got Hebo. You really can do it off Soul. It's a little bit harder. Poseidon, you can do it off of a little bit harder. Vulcan, you can do it off of a harder. Vulcan's a good matchup for you to play Awilix with. And everything else, I mean, you can actually combo off of Aphrodite knockback. Way harder. I wouldn't recommend that shit. I'd say Vulcan and Hebo are the two you're really looking to combo with. You do well with all the other mages, though. It's just the idea if you're looking for your team to set you up, that's what you want to do. I tend to play Awilix a lot into counter match. Like, I want to counter the other team, and I can set up myself. Don't really have to worry about anything else. We went over Hunters, went over Guardians. Did we go over Hunters? Yeah, we went over Hunters. So, yeah, that's everything. For the starter items on Awilix, pretty straightforward. You're picking up Bumba's Mask, because Bumba's is still fucking really good. And then you're picking up Blue Sun Pendant, and you're going 2 health, 2 mana. The 2 mana is actually really important. You run on Awilix really fast if you're clearing a lot, or you're fighting a lot, or you're doing both. You're definitely going to go And that is pretty much what you're looking to do. Actives-wise, beads, 100%, unless they happen to have no CC. And Blink. Blink is key to Awilix in doing your fucking job. If you're struggling, pick up a Aegis. If you're dying a lot, just pick up Aegis over Blink and let your team do all the setup, and you can just engage later. That will be ideal. But if you're playing correctly, Blink is the top active for you. Hopefully, you guys like this video. Once again, if you have any more requests for gods, drop them in the comments. I think Kali was asked for a lot next, so I'll try to knock that one out. If you have any questions, anything else you want me to cover in these videos, let me know. I'm trying to keep them to around 10 minutes. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think, what you guys want. and I'll figure it out and get it done for you. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button since we're going for that sub goal of 85,000 subs. We've been pushing for it really hard, so I appreciate it, guys. And I will see you all in the video tomorrow.